Absolutely. Yeah, great question. So I always like to say, like I teach in my storage school, is get really good, right? Like talk about deal finding. I thought that is very much my cheat code when I first started was get really good at finding these off-market deals and being able to take a good storage deal to someone else that has money.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Bursey, and today I'm joined by someone I've been looking forward to speaking with, Bree Hartman, who's been making serious moves in the self-storage space. What if you could build a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio using Google Maps and creative financing? Bree has accomplished just that. She is the CEO of Storage House and a specialist in off-market acquisitions and seller financing. She's here to pull back the curtain on why self-storage is the ultimate recession-resistant asset and how she manages a nationwide portfolio with high-tech automation. If you're looking to scale beyond single-family homes, this episode is for you. Welcome to the show, Bree.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. This will be fun.
I think our audience is really going to take something away from your incredible transition from the fitness industry to real estate, proving that with the right systems and a bit of Sacramento grit, you can scale a portfolio to hundreds of units in a record amount of time. Bree, let's dive in, shall we?
Absolutely.
So first off, for people who may not be familiar with your world, give us the short version. What's been your main focus here recently?
Yeah, so I just getting into the self-storage space, I was a W-2 employee, so I worked for Fish and Wildlife for 7 years, and I always like to say, you know, once you understand a little bit about being a state worker, I didn't know I was an entrepreneur. I quickly made that jump into, okay, I'm gonna go open up a gym, right? And so I thought that was like the vehicle. Let's go be a gym owner. I love fitness, and that became a busy owner, right? Because you don't know about all the systems and all the different things that you need. So learned a lot of valuable lessons, and then I got pregnant with my baby girl, and I had one accidental rental. And with that one rental, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm doing all this work for $400 a month. Like, there's got to be a bigger, better way. And that's when I found self storage. So now we currently own about 100,000 square feet all over the US. We're currently buying more and more. We buy 3 to 5 good deals a year. And, our goal with this is to be able to remotely manage all my facilities from my house so that I can have more time freedom with her. So I know that's the really quick and dirty way, but I'm just, I think I always say I am a average business owner, right? That loves, no toilets, no tenants, no employees, and less problems and more cash flow, right? So that's something that I'm very, very passionate about. And just being able to have slow mornings with my girl was a big reason of jumping into larger asset classes and going bigger.
And that is the best reason. Awesome. What caught my attention about you was the way you've been able to scale from zero to over 400 units in less than a year.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Moving with that level of speed and precision, most investors would take a decade to achieve that, all the while being present with your daughter. Moving from a physical gym to Sacramento to 400 plus storage units nationwide is a massive jump in operations. What was the one system or piece of tech you implemented that allowed you to manage that growth without losing your mind?
Yeah, no, that really good question. You make it sound really easy. But it definitely was, I think before I even acquired my first facility, it's the skill sets, right, of being a business owner and underwriting deals. Because a lot of people, even when I started, trying to find good storage deals, it's like, what is a facility actually worth today? And then, am I overpaying, right? Like, what does a good deal really look like? And so that was something I really honed in for a good, year before I actually bought my first facility. And then it started buying, you just go out there and buy another one and another one. But I would say the two skill sets, like you asked, was number one, how do you find good deals? So I became really good as a deal hunter because this is a very important skill set. When I first started, no one wanted to talk to me because I was a gym owner, right? But if you get really good at one skill set, such as finding deals, you suddenly become popular because you have an opportunity at hand and you can take that opportunity to someone who has either money or has operations and say, hey, I have this opportunity. Do you want to partner and shave off a little bit of that equity together? So you possibly can come in with little to none of your own money because you found the deal. So that's skill set number one. And then skill set number two is underwriting deals to know what a good deal looks like.
That's just fabulous. Now, every operator I know has a moment where things got real, Bree. Maybe a
Always.
deal that went sideways or a time that you had to pivot fast. You mind sharing one of those moments with us?
Yeah, I would say one of our deals that we didn't get, which is still like, sort of to my heart. But I was talking with the owner, had cold called this owner and had negotiated a deal kind of near Chattanooga, Tennessee. And had been talking with them for 8 months. And so we got really close to making that $2.2 million seller financing deal at 4% interest. The guy said yes, to the letter of intent, signed the letter of intent. And then the big hardship on that deal was he actually took our letter of intent and took it to someone else at his church and said, hey, I got an offer here. Would you want this offer or would you like to, would I want, or should I take the other offer? And so he took our offer to his friend at church and gave it to him. And of course, the guy was like, I'll take that offer. So that was a little bit of a learning lesson, a little cringe because it hurts, right? When you're especially building relationships. So that's something I learned very, very fast is, how do you get no and give intentions to a seller very, fast from the beginning so that does not happen, right? Down the line. So you can never control anything, but you can always set yourself up for success.
Yes, you can. And you have that stepping stone in place. I can tell, and your passion just resonates. And what you just described, Bree, that's a master class in seeing value where others may not. It's one
Mhm.
thing to find a deal, but it's another to get that yes from the seller. When you're talking to these mom and pop owners who have, run facilities for decades, what is the biggest fear they have about selling? And how do you help them overcome that?
Yeah, yeah. So when you're talking with an owner, and we talk to owners every day because we're in the trenches right now, especially with our students. And so I would say, a business such as self storage. So I think I just need to, preface this: self storage in a nutshell. It's a business as well as commercial real estate, right? And so people forget about this, and you have to. Yes, it gets to be a cash cow.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
But you have to put systems in. You have to operate it. You still have to give people, good customer service when you buy this asset class. And you also will be able to leverage because you own the land. Some of the people that love boring businesses, they talk about laundromats, and people get all excited about laundromats, and that's fair. But you don't own the property. You're actually paying a triple net lease to someone, and so the advantage in storage is very much that you're operating this business, you're adding value to it very quickly, and you're forcing appreciation so that you buy it for 1.5 million and maybe now it's 3.2 within 3 to 5 years. So I just wanted to, preface that just really quickly if some people don't know about storage, but I think your question was, some of these mom and pop owners, and this is a big advantage right now is we're going through the silver tsunami, right? We've got baby boomers retiring. And a lot of these baby boomers don't have websites and they don't have Google My Business accounts. And they've been running this business and 100%, they're so excited because I'm 100% full. That makes an investor drool, right? Because their prices aren't high enough. But I think to your question, it's very much so, owners, these are their business babies. This is what they either built or purchased and have owned for over 15 years. And so that's provided for their family. And so they are very touchy sometimes because they want to make sure that they are going to be selling their business to someone that can, not only make the business better, but treat their customers just like family, just like themselves. So I think that's a big advantage right now is if you can go, to that storage owner, shake their hand, have lunch, have dinner. That's a big piece that not a lot of people do. And we had a firefighter, 45 years old, go on his fifth call to talking to an owner. And he said, "Hey, can I come up and see your facility? I'll take you to lunch." And he bought 2 facilities within 4 months. And so that personal touch really goes a long way, especially in commercial real estate.
Oh, absolutely, it does. Yes. And that right there is the real barrier to entry for the real pros. It's exactly what
Yeah.
separates the weekend hobbyist from the career operators, Bree, the ones who are still going to be standing and thriving a decade from now. Let me ask you this. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next?
Yeah, right now. So our biggest thing is, we buy 2 to 5 good self-storage deals every single year. And that is mom and pop owners with no website that might need a little bit of love and a price increase. But what we're kind of looking at I think it's just a different eyes is, when you buy these properties, how can you buy maybe other businesses that are verticals, right? And this is the very smart approach is you're not only just buying a business, but what else can you sell people? And so a lot of people don't know that self storage has a lot of products. And so they talk about RV parks and all these things. And I'm like, yes, but RV parks are 65%, expense ratio. Self storage is 35 to 40%. So your margin, you can have a larger margin when you buy these boring businesses because you're in the business to rent space, right? You just rent space. It's a cinder block building, concrete floors, roll up doors, and no toilets, no lights. But I think your question was, what is this opportunity? And it's we have a couple of, we're buying properties that have additional land, so expansion. And so we will either put more climate controlled buildings or we'll put RV and boat spots because everyone and their mothers in COVID, right, purchased a RV and boat and they need places to store them. And so this is an add-on is, can we purchase, right, a gray water and an ice machine so that that can be an add-on to our self-storage business? Or can we buy a tenant protection insurance company because we know that we are going to be, offering our tenants tenant protection plans. So these are different verticals that we're looking right now to buy, and then as we have a portfolio roll up as an enterprise or kind of portfolio, if you want to think about it like that.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
How exciting. That is just
Yeah.
tremendous. What's the next real goal for you? The bullseye, if you will.
Yeah, the bullseye. You know what? I always like to say self-storage. I want to buy, businesses and run them remotely from my house. But 2 years ago, people kept coming to me and asking, like, "Hey, how are you underwriting these deals? How are you buying them?" And my big, bullseye right now is we started self-storage school. So no matter how many facilities I own, right? It's exciting, playing with multi-millions, but I love helping people. So being a gym owner, like you just got a personal trainer, right? There's that helping aspect. So getting to help students buy their first storage facility has been so rewarding. And that's something that I really like to do is we've got a lot of deals right now. So we'll take deals down together, or I'll help them be able to, structure a deal with seller financing so that they can come in with $9,000. So I just for one fun, shameless plug, this is so fun. I had a student that just bought a storage facility in 3 months, and he bought a 10,000 square foot facility in Texas, which is about 90 units. And he bought it for $90,000 with seller financing, and he only had to put $9,000 down. And so that facility will be worth in 3 years about 325,000 with $9,000 down with seller financing and no bank. The seller gets to be the bank. So I think that to me, like, I don't know, to me, that's like the best win. And that's something that I'm excited about is doing deals with students and doing deals with students that will change their life because you just need one to do that. Yeah.
That's big, especially when you already have the infrastructure in place. So that
Yeah.
next move, Bree, is where the leverage lives. It can
Yep.
either perfect your operations or detonate your workflow, depending on the strategy that you deploy. Interested to know if you were starting over today with 50K and 10 years of experience, but zero portfolio, what is the first lead gen channel that you would turn on?
Absolutely. Yeah, great question. So I always like to say, like I teach in my storage school, is get really good, right? I talk about deal finding. I thought that is very much my cheat code when I first started was get really good at finding these off-market deals and being able to take a good storage deal to someone else that has money. And so what that kind of looks like is you can go onto Google My Business, and you can look for self-storage facilities. And when you open up that self-storage facility, you can look for ones that have no website or they have a website, but they have no ability to pay for that unit. And so that can indicate that you are or they are an unsophisticated owner, which is those are the ones that we want to buy. And so if I came in, right, with 50K or zero, right, of my own money, what I would do, I'll just tell you my steps because literally this is what I would do. And is, knowing what I know now is I would go to the library, local library, get a library card, go on the internet, and go Google onto Google My Business, find those self storage facilities, pull it up on Google Maps. It's free, and I would start calling. I would use the library phone or my cell phone if I had one, and would start calling these owners and just saying, very simple. This is what I teach: is, hi, is this the X, Y, and Z Main Street storage? And they say yes. Oh, so great. I know this call might be out of the blue, but I just was wondering. I live in the area, and I was wondering if you would consider an offer on your storage facility. Silence, right? And from there, that provides, they might say yes, they might say no. And if they say no, that's okay, because the next question that you're going to ask is, hey, I just want to learn a little bit. I just wanted to see, how did you come into buying this business, or how did you build this storage facility? And then let them explain, because that builds that relationship. And even though they said no now, the whole goal at the end of the call is to get them to know you, know, like, and trust you, so that you can get their email address, or that you can get that contact, and they think about you in their local community when they go to sell, or when they get sick, when people have strokes, people go through divorce. There's a lot of different things that happen that can change someone's mind, 3 months from now. So, in a nutshell, that is what I literally would do, today if I had to do it again.
And in a nutshell, point well taken. What a great recipe, Bree. Now, I know a lot of our audience is either earlier in their journey or looking to level up, perhaps. And I think they'd benefit from hearing this. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you?
Yes, in my network. So I like to call this, it's called relationship capital. And it's one of the most important capitals that you're going to have in your life and business. And it's very true. I fully feel that. And I call it, instead of ROI, I call it ROR. It's like rate of return on relationships. And so this is an important piece. And what I do is I really like going, I think everyone should be going to their self storage association conferences to meet all the self storage owners, the operators, what's going on in the industry. I've done that from day one. I didn't even know what acquisition meant. And that's how I got into it, and getting to know the key players, because you're going to meet owners there, as well as a lot of other people there. And then another big thing is, finding people doing what they're doing online, and you saying, adding value to them. Like, say, like, hey, Bree, I saw you're buying facilities, and, I wanted to send you this article. How can I help? How can I help you, on X, Y, and Z? So providing value and getting in front of people that are doing what you're doing. It's not about finding the biggest guru, because sometimes, this is the fluff, is that they're doing, things that they did. They're talking about things that they did 10 years ago, versus being in the trenches, and then there's 40 people below them. But it's finding someone that you relate to, and that you can kind of plug yourselves in to their community or what they're doing. And I think that gives you your cheat code, honestly.
And that's something you just can't fake. At this
No,
level of the game, proximity is power. The math of the deal only gets you so far. It's the depth of your connections that determines what actually gets to the closing table. All
so
right,
true.
before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out, connect with you, maybe collaborate or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm on Instagram, that's me. And so I love when people come by and say hi. So if you can give me a follow, and then just say hi in the DMs. But it's Bree, Bree dot the investor. And then also, if you go to selfstorageschool.com, so we actually have a storage school cohort that is live right now. So if you are interested in applying to self storage school, let us know, put in an application, and then we'll see if it's a good fit. So those are the two places that I always like to interact and say hi and add value. But I also, I know, would really like to do this, for your listeners, because I know they're go getter people. Is I wanted to give out my self storage calculator, yeah, to anyone that wants to take a look at understanding, like, what is a facility worth today. So if you guys want to reach out, just send me a DM, or go to the link below in the show notes, and just send me a DM called calculator to 916-579-7209, and just say calculator, and I'll send you that directly to you guys.
Perfect. Well, listen, Bree, I appreciate your time, your story, and definitely your perspective. We need more people in this space who are out there doing it the right way. Thanks again for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
And for those of you that are tuning in, if you got value from this, make sure you're subscribed. We have more conversations coming up with operators just like Bree, who are out there building real businesses. We'll see you in the next episode, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.